super loved one. Welcome back to another video. I just recorded a very powerful weekly update for Super Loved Relationship where I talked a little bit about the heart connection. And this is another video for the healing sessions. And for some reason, I feel really strongly called to do a healing pyramid spread. I don't know why, but this is what I'm getting. So bear with me as we're going to take a look for this healing session. It's intended to be a timeless reading, so whenever you see this and it resonates for you, then it probably has a message for you. If it doesn't resonate, then please don't watch it, because there's so many readers and people and resources out there that can help you that you really shouldn't be spending any time on videos that are annoying to you. Having said that, I'm really glad you're here, and I hope this video will serve you, because that is my intention for it. The Ace of Pentacles fell out immediately, so we're talking about a fresh new start in the material world. As I wasn't really focused yet, I'm just going to put it back and we'll see if it returns into the spread. But can we take a look at what is important to know for the healing process we are in as a collective right now? It's early June. We will enter the second week of June when I'm recording this. So what is important for our healing process to know at this stage? All right, as you can see, I laid down the whole spread. It's a bit of a challenge to get 4 rows of cards for you visible on tape, so I'm just gonna make sure that I move it a little bit. Okay, so it's not exactly as it, well, it's a pyramid as it should be, but like this should be right here. I'll just put him up there for a moment. Okay, so in tarot, the way this spread works is that it's like a road you walk. So we start here and we go like this, where the 6th card is like the middle point, where like a past, present, and the turning into the future is all sort of coming together. So we're starting in the past, and we get the 10 of Swords, which is the end of a very painful, difficult cycle. This card, for people unfamiliar with tarot, is a bit scary sometimes because it looks like somebody died having 10 swords stuck in his back. It's not a literal card, although sometimes it can feel like someone has gone through an awful amount of pain and just is on his knees or on his stomach in this case because he doesn't know what else to do. Then we get the Fool, which is the beginning of a new journey, a major arcana card. We get the Ace of Cups, and then we get the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups I already saw earlier when I was shuffling. We get the Page of Cups. We get the 5 of Cups. Then we get the 8 of Cups. Do we have like the entire cup suit here or what? The 10 of Cups. The King of Pentacles, and I'll just leave the last card for a minute. Yes, because when I feel like when I'm walking this road like that, In the past, a cycle has ended, a new journey has begun, a very important journey. It's the Fool, if the major arcana. And that journey was sort of the beginning of this whole new phase of feeling, a new beginning of intuition, of heart connection, of spirits, of working together, of getting the message out. Pages are usually messenger cards. So the Page of Cups brings a message of love, a message of forgiveness, maybe. He talks about, he's also a new cycle, because you have the numbers 1 through 10, and then you have the new cycle, which starts with the page, and then you get the knight, the queen, the king. So he brings a message of love, of creativity, of listening to your intuition, perhaps. But then that message was a bit difficult for us to get. And I feel like because we get the Five of Cups, which talks about like an emotional sense of loss. The fives are change cards, so it's never really an easy number. But with this five, you see that someone is mourning over 3 cups that have fallen over. So that seems very sad, and the sky is very gray, and the world seems very gloomy. But this person is not aware that at the same time, there's still 2 cups standing there. So I feel like if I look at the world where we live in today, we come from like ancient history, because mankind has been evolving and stepping in time frames, in time stamps. So we come from a long time ago, when we sort of had a new beginning in mankind, and we started to grow towards the society that we are today. And that has had its advantages, or at least we believe it does. And I also feel like that those advantages have always been kept on a superficial level, like on a material level. So when those advantages are challenged for whatever reason, and now obviously we are in a coronavirus situation, which is challenging for many people and for businesses and economies and laws and governments and whatnot. So when our beliefs are challenged, we may feel lost, and the world as we knew it may seem gone, and that's tough. That's tough to deal with. And that's actually the 6th card. So this is where we are right now. What we're moving into is a new phase where we will walk away from the old situation. I was going to say old civilization. The word civilization came to mind and I said situation, but I guess it's both. Like, I guess the world and civilizations as we knew it will never really go back to how we knew them, but it will evolve and transform into something new that is bigger and even more beautiful. It's more beautiful, and it's going to be manifest. What we're entering into, if we walk the road, it will be difficult for a while still, because we are turning our backs to what we knew, and we are walking this road. This person is following his or her intuition, and that's, sometimes not very clear, is it? Like, it's not, we're following signposts that tell us a set end goal we will reach. But the direction we're going in is the 10 of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So it's a mature, stable, loving, very, very fulfilling new phase that we're entering into. And that will also, because the final card is the 5 of Swords, it will also bring about some of the conflict that is, there's conflict in the world, but we are not seeing all of it. And some stuff is sort of, I guess, literally happening underground, and it will surface and it will become clear, like which fights have been fought and which battles have been won or lost, however you choose to look at it. And that will become clear. It will Yeah, because this card, the Five of Swords, it's about victory, but it's about the kind of victory that you are not really sure whether it was fair or not. You know, you may have been fighting a battle that you didn't know you were fighting, and that will become clear. It's going to be out in the open. So I'm going to ask for clarification for the Five of Swords at the end of this healing journey, because it's clear that, see, the swords are about thinking, about logic, about communication. It's a very masculine energy to me, which is very set on the left brain. I was just talking about that earlier in the Super Loved Relationship update. But this is very left brain. We want to understand clean cutting mental logic explanation of the truth. And getting that, the Eight of Pentacles is flying out. Getting that is crucial to our understanding and our healing, but also that might be difficult. And what's no coincidence, obviously, is that in this pyramid, there is a 5 at the outcome or directional energy, which is aligning with the 5 that we're in right now. So 5s are numbers of changing. And we will move into a phase where we will be a lot more emotionally fulfilled and satisfied, where a whole new society can manifest, but that will not happen without a bit of struggle. And it might also be inner struggle. This is not talking about like war. It could, but it doesn't have to. It could also be like your inner struggle with yourself about what you understand and believe to be true, because those beliefs might be challenged. Again, I just recorded the Super Love Relationship video and it was very powerful. So please watch that in addition to this if you haven't seen it yet, because it's really helpful. Could you please say something more about the 5 of Swords in this healing pyramid, please? Okay, well, clearly there's information wanting to come out. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful because we get the 6 of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the 7 of Wands. So we have so many cups. We 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cup cards in a spread of what, 9, 12 cards. So that's an amazing amount of healing as far as our emotions, our heart connection, and our intuition is concerned. And the struggle that has been going on is gonna, I feel, really strongly make clear that what it was about is about us losing our connection to our heart knowledge, our intuition, our spirituality, and it's going to be re-offered to us. And it's important that we take it and we stand our ground with it. That's going to be the struggle, like the division between earthly things and do we believe in matter? Do we believe in the systems and the structures that we had so far? Or do we go one step up or 2 or 10 steps up and realize that as human beings, we are not as small and insignificant as we tend to think. We are not a body. We are beings of light. We originate from this source of creativity that's just love, you know? It exists beyond time, beyond space, beyond the frequency of energy even. God exists, if you want to call it God. I call it God because A Course in Miracles calls it God. God exists outside everything, you know. So even if we talk about energy, which is frequency, vibration, and it can be very light or it can be very dark and very slow, that's not even God, you know, that still exists in the matter, in the realm of matter, of physics. And God is not that. God is timeless. God is eternal. God is changeless. So, you know, everything that we're experiencing and that can move, that changes color or broadens our perspective, that's not the same as God. And we were born with this knowledge of what God is, but we forgot. And the healing pyramid's clearly showing that the battle that's gonna, or yeah, the victory that's gonna happen is victory of us remembering who we really are, the spiritual beings that we really are, connected to our heart center, which knows, connected to our emotions. And I feel so strongly this again, we're going to take that cup and we're going to stand our ground with it. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Spirit, for this message, because it's really touching me. What I would like to do is grab a couple of chakra cards to guide us. Hello, chakra cards. Could you please give us some advice on which energy centers could use a little bit of our attention? Well, they all do, obviously, all 7, and the heart especially, I feel, but can you please guide us, in addition to the spread, what energy centers could be helpful for us to pay attention to? So the base chakra, which is funny because that's really connected to the 7 of Wands. What else? What other energy card would you like to give us? Sensuality and indulgence. Yeah, that's going there actually. Anything else you would like to share with us? Well, clearly. Base chakra. Okay, clearly you wanted to come out. Presence. Beautiful. Okay, so from these energy cards coming out, I get that for us to use this healing pyramid thoroughly is actually to look at its bases and look at our own energy bases and ground ourselves. The base chakra is also where you have your connection to the center of the earth, so the earth energy. And earth energy needs to be balanced with cosmic energy, because if it isn't, then you are going to feel out of balance and out of sorts, out of wits. You're going to feel overly emotional. You're going to feel out of touch with reality, or you can explain or experience physical stuff like headaches or dizziness or nausea. Check your grounding. It's very important. And I realized now that this is the reason I wanted to use the pyramid as well, to show that the grounding and the 4 directions, the 4 corners of the earth are important to feel and to solidify our basis, make it even stronger, so we can, deal with what's coming. And it's a beautiful journey that's going to be, challenging, but it's so promising. It's so beautiful. And it's also, the pleasure card is the sacral chakra, the 2nd chakra. And it talks about enjoyment, beauty, sensuality, and indulgence. I feel that many of us may have indulged ourselves too much, in the sense that we have let our emotions run the show too much, when they are not who we are. Emotions are energy in motion, so they are just expressions of what we've been focusing our thoughts on, and that creates a feeling. So, not to say that we are not supposed to experience emotions, because we do. We have a physical body we think we're in, and the body needs to express itself. So if there is like emotional charge in it, on whatever level, in whatever chakra or your auric field, you need to express it. But it's crucial, and I also said that in the other reading, that that you can step back, take some distance from the emotions, and take charge of how you deal with them instead of letting them run riot. And having said that, this card is telling you that in this emotional fulfillment, you are allowed and asked and invited to indulge yourself in beauty and enjoyment, but in like a more heart-connected way. So how do I explain that? Sometimes I feel like expressing emotions looks a little bit like a circus with the lights and the music and the glitter and the elephants and it's all very big and hysterical. And to me, this card is about the subtle experience. It's more about experiencing the self than it is about the actual indulgence. Do you get my drift? Like if you look at her, she looks so peaceful. She looks serene. She is in a quiet moment. She's alone. She's just connected to herself and she's enjoying some juice, I guess. So it's about the subtle version of connecting to your emotions, not the circus version of them. And we get invited to use our crown chakra, awareness, attention, reality, and connection. And actually, this is also the top of the pyramid. This crown chakra will help us distinguish what's important to distinguish in this battle we may feel like that's being fought. For healing the battle, awareness is crucial. So the awareness will make room in your mind, in your heart, in your being for understanding that it was always about remembering love. It was always about remembering how expansive and beautiful and timeless you are. You are not restricted by your body. You are much more than your body, and you are allowed and invited to reclaim that knowledge. So that's really, really beautiful and it's special. So if you focus your awareness and your attention on the broader horizons, the reality of what else is possible, your connection to your heart and your connection to your heart knowledge, you are going to feel so much better. And you are going to trust that the victory is like, it's the right victory. It's not, evil conquering good. It's going to be intuition. It's going to be love. It's going to be the memory of unity consciousness that will show once the battle is gone and the clouds are moving and our thoughts are refreshed and replenished and again focused on love. Thank you so much for watching this healing session. If you have any questions or things you want to say, please comment below. And if you want to, you can subscribe to the channel. And thank you again. I hope this serves you. Bye.